I'm
We
sorry.
were watching the video and we were obsessed with the cake. We were talking about the birthday cake.
If you haven't had Milk Bar, so good.
Highly recommended.
But Sam, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for having
and
me.
And you are a YouTube musician, influencer, all of those
all
fun
of
things.
the above.
Trifecta.
Yes. Ugh. I do so
you-
much.
So can we take it like way back? Like way back.
Way.
And were you always just like drawn to music? You always wanted to do music?
For sure. I mean, so I just posted that video called Carousel, which has a lot of old footage of me as a kid, and there's a lot of embarrassing, going through to make that video, there's a lot of embarrassing child Sam footage of me, like, putting on shows in the living room, the classic, the whole
Always
9 yards.
a performer.
So always knew I wanted to do that, and yeah, thought I would go into maybe musical theater or some kind of performance, and luckily, right when I was starting out, this thing called YouTube came along, and I happened to start posting some videos there, and has sort of taken me on this whole journey that I did not expect, but
Yeah.
has allowed me to do exactly what the little kid version of me would have wanted to do, which is perform and share my music with people and
It's amazing.
do it all, yeah.
And did the traction kind of come initially, or was it like a long time grown? How do you kind of build a following on YouTube?
Well, I mean, it's when we started putting videos up, YouTube was a totally different place. People weren't sort of getting into it with the idea that you would have this whole career and be able to
Right.
build this whole brand, independent artist thing.
Yeah.
So we just started putting up videos that, I thought were cool and that either were interesting medleys or mashups. And the first one that hit big was a cover of "Don't Stop Believin'," the Journey song, via
classic.
Glee.
I was gonna say right when the
Exactly.
Glee bombshell came out.
And that, that got like 1 million, 2 million, started to get a lot of views. And at that point, kind of decided, okay, we're going to make this a thing and actually start to be consistent and do more, because a lot of people get viral videos, but to actually then turn that into something that
Right.
you can make into a career and make into a brand, you have to be consistent and you have to keep going. So yeah, I sort of made that decision early on, and then flash forward however many years it's been, and I'm still making
Amazing.
music, and now get to release and make my own music and tour and all that stuff. So it's been crazy.
And when you are kind of coming up with an idea for a video, how does that process go? Take us through it.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, especially now, there's so much stuff on YouTube. You really have to make stuff that is going to excite people and interest people. And for me, I find the best litmus test of whether that's going to happen is if I'm excited about making it. So really, especially when I'm doing like pop medleys or mashups or covers, the idea is sort of to find an interesting angle of something. You can't just do a nice sort of pretty version of something that sounds exactly like the original, because that's not gonna get people excited, not gonna get people to want to share it. So yeah, anytime I'm listening to music or coming up with a concept, it's just like, is this gonna be fun to work on? Is this going to be something new and different and just like an interesting angle that maybe other people haven't thought of?
Yeah.
So you've had a really exciting career with YouTube and just music. What has been one of the most exciting moments that you've had with this career?
Yeah, I mean, I've gotten to tour a lot, and YouTube is amazing because you get to share what you're doing with people all around the world, which is crazy. And then to actually go and tour and perform around the world is like the extra sort of step of that, of realizing that, oh my gosh, it's actually real people on the other side of the world or wherever.
It's not just likes.
Yeah, exactly. Because filming videos is amazing, but it is very much you're filming something, putting it out, and then it sort of like has a life of its own. But then to actually follow that up with going and seeing fans and seeing the people who have been supporting is like amazing. So a few years ago in Indonesia, I got to open for Bon Jovi at a huge. So I mean, like that's easily the biggest show I've ever done. It was 40,000 people in Jakarta. And that was just one of those like, oh my God,
Bon Jovi,
moments.
yeah.
And then we got to watch Bon Jovi from side stage. I got to meet him. It was awesome.
Incredible.
But yeah, just getting to go and perform on that scale for such an opening for such an amazing act, and in a place on the other side of the world where, there were obviously most of the people were there for Bon Jovi, but like I like to believe that some of them were there for me, and that feeling was like incredible.
And if they didn't come for you, they left for you.
Exactly. Gained some new fans that night. But yeah, that's just one example of like the kind of crazy random opportunities that have come from this sort of weird hybrid career that me and artists like me have been able to create, which is, it's kind of a traditional music career, but also with this sort of digital influencer thing, also just on the forefront of the whole sort of new way that people are consuming music and media, and it's cool to be there.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And you, in addition to making YouTube videos, you just released an album called Trust.
Yes.
Can you talk a little bit about that?
Last year I put out, it's my second full original album, and I think being in the YouTube space and making so much content and so much music has been an amazing education in just what makes good pop music, and I've become such a better producer and writer, sort of just being adjacent to all that stuff. So it was really gratifying and amazing to put out this album, and we've been doing a lot of amazing, cool videos for it. The most recent single we put out was Carousel, that little bit that played, which is, a song that used a bunch of like old found footage. All that stuff is on my YouTube channel, which is the fun thing is that all of the stuff, whether it's cover mashup, you can go there. So if you're not a fan yet, you can go and easily digest and find out what the whole thing is about.
So you definitely have a really unique style and unique writing. What are some of your influences that have gotten you to this point?
Yeah, well, like we were talking about earlier, I'm a musical theater kid at heart. So a lot of my early writing definitely comes from a place of like storytelling and the idea of like specificity that I love. That's in a lot of like contemporary musical theater. And then I was born in '89. I'm an '80s kid, so I have a little bit of that in me, and I love that all of like the synth '80s vibe is like very in right now, coming back, because I love me
We've
some.
got my mom says everything people are wearing is '80s and '90s. She's like, it's back.
I'd like to believe this could have been an '80s look, some denim. So I love '80s music, and that's like a big influence. I love some Prince, Journey, Michael Jackson, of course, Cyndi Lauper. So those are the combination of that, like
that's
this
fun.
writing
I can
with
hear
the
it now.
vibe. At least that's what I'm going for. Who knows what comes out, but that's what I think I'm going for.
And what do you have planned for the future? Anything big? Exciting?
A lot more music. Still more videos yet to come out for the songs from Trust, which are a lot of fun. And we're going to tour in Asia pretty soon. Having a big show in Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur. If any Malaysian fans are watching, come by the show. It's in March. And so just getting to travel and interact with fans is awesome.
That's so
and
exciting.
There's always more stuff in the pipeline, for sure.
Sam, it was so nice talking to you. If you want to let the audience know where they can find you, where they can follow you.
Of course. All the videos are at youtube.com/TheSamShui is my channel. And most of my Instagram handle is TheSamShui, Sam Shui on Facebook. Just search Sam TSUI, and I'm not too hard to find.
So great. Thanks so much for joining us, and we can't wait to see what comes next for you.
Thanks for having me.
And be sure to watch The Morning Brew every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday right here on TrojanVision. We'll see you next time.